Welcome back to Adventures in Reach, where I challenge you to try a new small adventure, build your confidence in the outdoors, and have more fun. So I'm standing by the Sunfish Sailboat where I put this foam decking on last time. Now, if you're wondering what to do with the scraps, don't throw them away because they're useful. I'm going to show you how to make this mount for your Sunfish Sailboat mast. And this is something that's by Kyle Martin Tech GoPro Tips and Tricks. So you can check out his channel for other videos kind of like this. And this one is going to be specifically a build for a sunfish. All right, so I'm back in the shop here and I'm going to show you all the things that you need to build a Sunfish Sailboat mast mount for your GoPro. So first off, you need some metal, some scrap metal. Okay, and this can be anything, just kind of thin. So I had this piece laying around, you know, trace a flat mount on there. So I've got that, cut it out with some tin snips. Okay, next I used that, traced a couple flats onto this leftover foam. So I'm going to cut this out as well. So obviously I'll need some scissors. And so let's do that first. All right, so next I'm going to take and just grind off the edges here. If you see this, these bars in the background, this is actually a fake jail cell. I also run a business called Out Mobile Escape Rooms, and so I do parties and events and things, and this is something that I just built, and there's a couple jail cells, but anyway, it's just happens to be in the shop set up, so that's what that's about. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is drill holes in my bases, and I'm going to drill in these before the metal so that I know that these holes are going to be lined up where I want it to be, so this is as structurally sound as I can make it. So I'm going to go kind of in the ends here. So you can see kind of in the ends where there's the most space around each hole. I'm going to do one on each opposing corner. Alright, so now I'm going to take and mark these off on the metal plates. There we go. Okay, so I've got my marks in there. And now we drill these. Alright, so now I'm going to take these mounts and countersink so that these bolt heads will stick down at the surface as opposed to sticking up and getting in the way of the GoPro casing. Almost. Those look pretty good. Now to try them out. So you're gonna want to test it out for fit. Now they're just slightly above the surface and it fits in there just fine. So you have a little bit of wiggle room, but not much. That's pretty tight. Okay, so I've got the mounts, the metal backings, and the foam pieces cut out. So now we're gonna pair our backings and the fronts here. I'm going to take this piece. Guess I tightened that a little too much there. Okay, so you're going to take this and stick it through. I'm going to go this way. Now, because it's going on the mast, I'm going to put it in this orientation. If you're putting it on the boom and you want it, you know, upright, again, you're going to need to do it in this orientation. So, because the case of the GoPro is going to clip down onto this. So unless you have a a 90-degree extension. If you have one of those, then that might be fine. So we're gonna tighten this down again. All right, so I made the holes in the metal slightly small, so they stick on, you know, this would probably be enough to keep it on here, but I'm gonna go ahead and put some nuts on the back. Oops. I'm also going to put a little bit of Loctite on these, just because I like to know things are gonna be good for the long haul. Tighten her down. All right, so there's that. And that is very tight in there. So the last thing I'm going to do before putting the foam on is I'm going to grind off these bolts here so that I don't have anything sticking up too high. All right, now we've got this mount. We're all good to go. It's functional. However, we need to stick the foam on here. So we're going to take that extra foam decking. I'm just going to kind of mark out where the bolts are, and I think maybe this might work. Okay, so then right in those spots, I'm actually going to drill through the foam. Drilling through foam is a bit goofy, but worked okay. Remember, this decking foam is super sticky, so this should be pretty good. All right, right there, that's stuck on real nice. I can't feel the, well, I can feel them, but the bolts, nuts are down there a ways. So now for the moment of truth, I'm just going to stick this on the mast, connect the pieces together, wind away, and that is one sturdy mount. So I'm actually, like I said, I'm going to make 2 of these. I'll finish the other one off, and I'll have one kind of high, one lower. All right, so for my second one here, the difference is I didn't even bother putting holes in here, and because this foam is 5 millimeters thick and the bolts and nuts are kind of ground down a little bit, it seems to be fine. So I actually think you could probably skip this step. It's still on there solid. I mean, this is great. And yeah, and this one as well, you can see in here there's an extra layer, so there's actually adhesive that was stuck on this back when this base when I got it, and so that adhesive made it pretty easy too, where when you put this clamp through, it just held it in place while I was putting on the screws. That actually I think I prefer that, so it's a good way to go. Welcome to my new Teespring store called Attacking Life Apparel, where I have tees and hoodies available with the sailing theme, and I have other themes coming soon. So if you're looking for a gift or would like to buy one for yourself, then feel free to check out. I'll have the link in the description, and I'll show you a few of my favorites here. This one, my favorite type of fishing, is my favorite since I'm always sailing my Sunfish. Now, I didn't leave out the other types of boats, so I've got one for the Snark, as well as the laser for laser focus. And then my wife's favorite says, my wife said to make the sheets, so I raised the sails. And then my other favorite is this one called I Didn't Flip. So feel free to check those out. Like I said, link in the description.